I've been working as a cosmetic doctor for the last 15 years, and the last 10 years I've been really interested in helping people to lose weight. And I remember getting my first ever fat loss machine here in the clinic, and I was so excited because I thought, this is it, I'm finally going to be able to help people lose the weight and keep it off. It didn't quite work like that because I guess the technology wasn't really available at the time to do the job that I needed it to do. But obviously in the intervening 10 years, things have changed massively. The technology is hugely improved, and now we have got such phenomenal tech in the clinic here that we can really help people almost of any weight to improve their lifestyle and get fitter and healthier. So my interest in weight loss and health started not because I was overweight and struggling with my weight, but because I became a mother. I had 2 children to look after, and I wanted to know as much as I could about health and nutrition to try to bring up my children to be as healthy as possible. And of course, there's always a selfish reason in there too. I wanted to be healthier. Obviously I'd put on some weight after having the children. I hadn't really lost it. I'd been super focused on my career. And I have to say, looking back, I just wasn't in the best shape in any aspect. I was a little bit heavier than I wanted to be. Mindset wasn't brilliant. So I knew that there was definitely changes that I needed to make. And that's where my journey into health and nutrition really started. So in the intervening decade, the thing that I came to realize was that everything we do in life all comes down to mindset. Do you believe that you can do it? Do you honestly think that this is within your power? And this is absolutely fundamental to weight loss. And this is also why most fad diets just cannot work. It's all very well, you start your diet, you've got very restricted calories, or you're allowed to eat a certain soup or a biscuit or whatever it is. And while you follow that diet for the 2 or 3 months that it goes on, you're extremely dedicated, you're extremely focused, you start seeing the results, you get all happy about it. But the moment that you're no longer on that diet and you stop, you go back to eating the exact same way that you did in the past. And all that happens is that you will put the weight back on again because you didn't learn how not to put the weight on. You didn't learn anything different about your body. And you didn't learn anything about your mindset that would tell you that actually this is an amazing journey that we can go on together. Losing weight doesn't have to be difficult. Losing weight can be a lot of fun when we start to understand a lot more about what our body needs and what it wants. So a big part of the GoFigure program is really drilling down into the fact that we all have to love ourselves, we have to appreciate the beautiful body that we've all been gifted, and we have to learn how to look after it much, much better. So what is the Dr. GoFigure program? Well, as you know, it's not going to be a restrictive diet, and it's not hours in the gym, and neither is it turning up into a church hall to admit everything you did wrong the week before, which is what I understand it to be. I'm sure it's not. But anyway, it's going to be much more high tech, using a lot of data, but all proven technology. And it's all about how to lose weight quickly, easily, and keep it off, and understand more about your health so that going forward you're going to be a much more healthy, vibrant, energetic person. So the program starts with a consultation with one of our weight loss experts. This is where you will have half an hour to discuss your journey to date, where you are, what your goals are, how much you want to lose, if you've got something important to lose the weight for. This is the time to get into the nitty-gritty of maybe where you make mistakes, where you get things wrong, the kind of exercises you like. We need to build a picture of where you currently are. The next part to the program is where you use our very funky 3D scanner. You stand on a plate, it spins you round, at the same time capturing all of your data, all of your measurements. So at the beginning of the program, we will know exactly how much you weigh, where you're storing your fat, what lean muscle you've got, what your basal metabolic rate looks like. And we're going to redo the scans at week 5, which is halfway through your journey, and again at week 10 when we will have our celebratory scan, and we can see exactly how we changed your body composition over your 10-week journey. Here's the funky part. This is our fat busting technology that we have in the clinic, and we have got two amazing machines. We've got Cool Sculpting. It's been around for quite a long time now. It's brilliant. This is where we are going to suck areas of stubborn fat. Could be your muffin top, could be the back of your arms, and we suck it into a vacuum, and then we freeze it to minus 11 degrees C, at which point your fat cells cannot survive. And every time we do this, we're expecting to lose about 25% of the fat that we suck and freeze. Okay, you might see some early results around about 3 weeks, but really the best results are around 12 weeks. This will fit seamlessly into the rest of the program, and Cool Sculpting is only designed for somebody that's pretty much close to their normal weight but has stubborn areas they want to deal with. The other piece of technology that we are delighted to have in the clinic is the brand new Emerald Fat Loss Laser. This works totally differently. Essentially, you'll come into the clinic, you'll lie under the machine for half an hour, and you'll have these little green lights dancing over the area that we are treating. And you don't feel anything. You could honestly fall asleep or listen to my podcast while you're there. But you're not going to feel any pain. There is no downtime. You get on with your day immediately afterwards. And what's happening while you're lying there is that the fat is being emulsified in the cell. Then a transitory pore is created, the fat leaks out, meaning that you have available energy to use. And if you choose to go and do an extra dog walk or walk and collect the kids from school or do something extra, then you can start using that extra energy that's leaked out of the fat cell. Now, this all sounds incredibly high tech and you might not have paid too much attention to that. However, if you understand how important this is, you'll see what a serious biohack this is. If I wanted normally to get the fat out of my fat cell, I would have to probably do somewhere between 2 or 3 hours of serious exercise. That's basically not quite running a marathon or a serious cycle ride. And what will happen during my cycle ride is that I will have used all the energy that I've stored in my muscles. All of this, it's basically glycogen energy. It's come from the sugar and the food that we eat normally. At that point, when I've depleted these stores, my body then will have emulsified the fat into my fat cell and released it. But it takes me 2 to 3 hours of serious exercise to get there. Here, we're talking about lying under a machine, no exercise whatsoever. 30 minutes later, you've got the exact same effect as if you'd run a marathon. I mean, that is pretty brilliant in my eyes. The only thing is you then do need to go and do something in order to use that energy. You've got a 70-hour window to do it though, so you don't have to rush out and do all your week's exercise in a day. You've definitely got time to come back and do some more later. So it is such a brilliant machine. It's such wonderful technology. It preserves our fat cells, which has got really key implications for the rest of our health. So the Emerald laser has got FDA clearance for fat loss, and the original studies showed that over a 6-week period of one treatment a week for 6 weeks, people lost on average of 6 inches. And this was definitely without diet and exercise. In fact, if anybody looked like they were dieting, exercising, they were kicked off the study. So you're probably wondering, why in the world am I now talking about having to do, thinking about nutrition, looking at all the other key elements that would affect our ability to lose or gain weight? Well, for me, I guess that if we don't do anything to change your habits, then coming under the Emerald is all well and good. But if you didn't learn anything, how are you going to keep the weight off or even continue to lose weight if that's what you want to do? So we've incorporated loads of different elements into the Dr. GoFigure program because it really is all about energizing and educating so that you have much more information going forward how to live a fitter and healthier life. When we release the fat from the fat cells, we also release a lot of toxins. So many toxins are stored in fat. And we need to release these toxins through the body, and we do this through our lymphatic system. Now, the lymphatic system is a much bigger system than our circulatory system. It's about 20 litres, and I think the circulatory systems of somewhere between 5 and 6. So it's much, much bigger. But it doesn't have a pump like the heart pumps the blood. The only way our lymphatic system gets moving is by us to physically move. We are the pump. So the more active you are, the more your lymphatic drainage will work better. What happens though, as people put weight on, it might be to do with the fact that they're more sedentary, they're not moving enough, and therefore they have a sludgy, slow lymphatic system. So a big part of weight loss is actually paying particular attention to the lymphatic system. So if you do the Emerald part of the course, you will be expected to drink 3 litres of water a day. I mean, that is huge, and most of us aren't anywhere near it. But if you think about the lymphatic system as a river, and a river that will run quickly, basically has got more water in it, and a sludgy, dry riverbed's not going to move anything. So we have to hydrate really well, and we have to move in order to get our lymphatics to work properly. And of course, in my program, we've got a cunning way to get the lymphatics to move if you're somebody that maybe has been a bit more sedentary and maybe your system is a bit sluggish. We have got this brilliant NASA type spacesuit. So we will get you to lie inside the suit, and it's lovely. Again, it doesn't hurt. We are basically going to put air, and the air gently compresses up and moves the lymphatics up and down your system as you are gently compressed in this suit. It's a lovely feeling, and it's just a brilliant way to get the lymphatics to move. And that's another key component of the Dr. GoFigure program. I keep emphasizing the importance of changing habits and learning more about your bodies as we go through the program. And we are so excited because we have partnered with a brilliant company called Lumen, and they've created a metabolic tracker. Essentially, it's this little device, you blow into it, and it is going to measure the amount of CO2 that you're blowing out. Now, depending on whether or not you're burning fat or carbs, you'll get a different reading. When we're trying to lose weight, we want to be burning our stored fat. If we're burning carbs all the time, that essentially means you're just burning your last meal. So over time, we're going to learn how to become more metabolically flexible, so that we can start burning fats more than we're burning carbs. We need to burn both, but it's an extremely exciting tool. You can also track your food through it, and you can also track your exercise through it, and you can get a huge amount of information about how your body is actually working. And it's this kind of information and education that's really going to help going forward how to keep the weight off. No weight loss program would be complete without a discussion about having to move more. I appreciate that not everybody likes to move as much as other people. You know, for some people, they are quite sedentary, and the idea that they're going to have to get up and do some exercise is probably fairly horrifying. But I've really thought about this. I've thought about what would you do if you didn't really like to do exercise? How could we do something that we could get people to still get a brilliant result, a trackable result, but without having to spend hours in the gym? And we've got the perfect solution. We are using something called EMS. EMS is electromuscle stimulation. It is it's not new technology, but it's pretty new here into the UK. And you might start to see that there's whole gyms starting to use it. Essentially what it is we strap electrodes all over your body, and we can externally stimulate your muscle. It's a really weird feeling. You could be sitting here and all of a sudden the whole of your muscles tightening and moving, and it can even get your hand to move without you doing anything. It's absolutely brilliant. And the reason it's so brilliant is because we can recruit much more of the muscle than you could if you were going to go to the gym on your own. We can get a full body workout in only 20 minutes. And it's not a full body workout in the way that you think you're going to be dripping with sweat, utterly exhausted, kind of feeling sick and hating life. It's a full body workout in 20 minutes where we will ask you to do some simple movements and get your body moving, but at no way should you be feeling so fatigued that you never want to do it again. We've really thought about this aspect of the program. We have really thought about how can people start to build lean muscle, which is what this is all about, and enjoy the process. And EMS is absolutely the way forward. And on the GoFigure program, you will get the opportunity to do EMS twice a week. That's the optimum number of treatments you need in order to improve lean muscle. And lean muscle is so important because it's the lean muscle that uses the calories. The fat we store doesn't need that many calories. So we really, really need to be building our lean muscle stores. We have amazing fitness professionals here, and one of their jobs is, while they're training you on the EMS, is to have a check-in with you, see how you're doing, help you stay accountable, have a look at your lumen results. We've got so much technology here, and bringing it all together is really going to super boost your results. The next part of the program is this. This is the audio part, the bit where you get to listen to me for about 15 or 20 minutes every week while you're lying under the emerald. And it's a chance just to find out what's going on with your body, why you might have struggled to lose weight in the past. And we're going to cover a range of topics, talking about how stress influences weight gain, sleep influences weight gain, the kinds of exercises we should be looking at, what's intermittent fasting, does it have a place in your life? It's a real opportunity to just start exploring all of the other issues that complicate us when we're trying to lose weight. So I hope you really enjoy the content. It's something that will continue after the 10-week program. So if you've enjoyed it, you can definitely catch up with us every single week to learn new topics about our health and our vitality. This Dr. GoFigure program really is about lengthening our lives, but lengthening them in such a way that they are always enjoyable. It's time to say goodbye to chronic ill health and diseases of old age. So that is my mission. I've just let the cat out of the bag. It's huge, but hey, I think that's where we need to be. We also know when people are on a weight loss journey that support is vital. If nobody around you cares or wants to support you, you are more likely to fail. So with this in mind, not only have we done the audio podcast, but there is also a private Facebook community that's purely for people going through the program. It's a place where I will drop in once a week as well and answer any questions. And it really is about the support and the accountability that we all need when we're doing something that's difficult and taking us out of our comfort zone. So there's also a private Facebook group to join, and I absolutely hope you'll be on there supporting others and getting the support you need so that you get the results that you want. We also have additional extras. So if you're somebody that is determined to lose weight, you know that this is what you want to do, but you have concerns because you're very busy or you're not organized enough, then we can actually organize for you a nutrition service to the door. They will talk to you, find out what your nutrition needs are, and create, based on the calories that you're allowed, the exact nutrition that you are allowed in a day. So if you're somebody that's interested in that, this is an additional extra. Please contact the clinic and we can put you in touch with that company to really super support you on your journey to weight loss. So this wraps up the first podcast and YouTube video. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and I really hope you understand what you're doing on this journey and why. Now, after every single podcast, I'm afraid I am going to give you a little bit of homework. It's going to keep us all on track. So we talked about the Lumen Metabolic Tracker. You will have been given that, and it's time to start getting down and starting to use it. One part of the Lumen is you can actually track all the food that you're eating, and that's your homework for the week. I would like you to track everything you eat, even the naughty things, even the cheat things, even the things you don't want to admit to. Be totally honest. Let's have a look at what you're doing, because honestly, there will be some really quick wins in there that we can say, okay, don't do that, cut that out, but we'll help you to do it. So please do your tracking very honestly. And it's hard, trust me, because I know, I'm like, do I really have to admit to that digestive? But apparently we do. It's really mean, but yeah, we do. So admit to everything, and then you can go through that with your personal trainer when you're here for your EMS sessions. Other than that, I hope you have a very happy and healthy week, and I'll see you next week. Remember, if you like what you see, then please like, share and follow, and you can keep up to date with absolutely everything that we do.